Eaters, rejoice! Thunder Dragons are dead. Well, to be honest with you guys, they haven't been alive for a very long time. What you guys would consider as Thunder Dragon was literally just danger chaos with Thunder Dragon as an engine. This is actually Thunder Dragon, and it's a deck that is really good into the format. A lot of people sleep on this deck because obviously, I'm not gonna lie, the danger, chaos, whatever it was better. But now since that's kind of dead, you have to rely on real Thunder Dragons, and the deck is still really scary. It actually topped a few times inside of last format just to show its strength. And let me tell you guys a secret. Nothing got hit by it. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go ahead and that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. Also want to give a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Without you guys, videos like this would not be possible. And also a mad shout out to our newest Patreon, Angel Mateo Vera. I hope I said your name right. Please add yourself to that Discord as well as this is me or one of the admins so we can get you the top dogs so you can take advantage of all your rewards. Without further ado, I present to you a true competitive deck profile that is Thunder Dragon for this format. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so looking at the stats of Thunder Dragon, I think that it's still one of the best decks of the format. Seriously. The old style of playing quote-unquote Thunder Dragon was to make multiple negate boards. But at heart, Thunder Dragon is just a huge pressure, chaos-like deck that can really punish your opponent for playing certain strategies. And even in that situation that you don't, you can set yourself up for success through the huge chaos plays it can make. Let's go about the monster so you guys can get better acclimated to what I'm saying. We run 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Duel. Now, a lot of people only ran 1 copy of this bad boy, but I feel like 2 is mandatory, and if you're not running 2, maybe a card like Blackluster Soldier or Chaos Emperor Dragon, you can run a Chaos Engine if you decide so with Melody of the Dragon Awakening. The reason why I went against that is for consistency. I didn't want to brick those cards in my hand, and I wanted to have an easy access searchable Chaos monster that still punished my opponent. Thunder Dragon Duo gives itself attack, it allows you to gain resources, and even more importantly, it can put banished cards back into your deck, cards that you probably Pot of Desires, because Pot of Desires is actually really free inside of this deck. Next, we have 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Roar. Thunder Dragon Roar, actually I can just kind of blaze through these, I'm not even gonna lie. Thunder Dragon Roar special summons from your deck to your side of the field. I don't even know the hand effect because nobody uses that. Thunder Dragon Hawk special summons from your graveyard are banished to your side of the field, and when it's banished, it allows you to reload your hand. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon. I mean, that's the OG Thunder Dragon. How can you play Thunder Dragons without the OG? No, seriously, there is a really big theory between Thunder Dragon that I have. More often than not, you want to discard the Thunder Dragon to add a Thunder Dragon, to discard the Thunder Dragon to add another Thunder Dragon. Why? Because getting light monsters in your graveyard is almost essential for this deck. And on top of that, if you Pot of Desires and you like still have that Thunder Dragon in your hand or 2 Thunder Dragons, just get them out of your deck before you Pot of Desires. It makes it a lot easier. It doesn't ruin your day by Desiresing 2 of them unless you draw 1 off the Desires, but it just makes things easier. Next is 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Dark. Basically searches Thunder Dragon Dark when you discard it, and it also allows you to search Thunder Dragon cards when it's banished. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Matrix. This was debatable. A lot of players tend to run 2, and they have good reason. Opening 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Matrix is probably the worst feeling, but if you desires your Thunder Dragon Matrix and you draw a Thunder Dragon Matrix, it isn't like the end of the world, but it just becomes one of those moments where you can't pop off as hard as you want to. Next, for the normal summons, I run 3 copies of Batteryman Solar. There was a point in time where I was completely upset at this card. I wanted to run 2. I thought it was garbage. And then I actually started drawing good hands, and I'm like, whoa, this card's insane. Just the fact that it gets you a free Thunder token, it allows you to dump cards from your deck to your graveyard. It has all of the utility. I only run 2 copies of Aloof Lupine. This card's actually really good too, but there is a rule that I have when it comes to deck building. If you are going to play a deck that doesn't have any normal summons, or if you are going to play a deck that can't make multiple normal summons, only play 5 normal summons, and in most decks, this rule applies. Thunder Dragon is definitely one of them, because if you draw 2 copies of 1 normal summon, you're not so much in a great position. Next, for the hand traps, is 3 copies of Effect Veiler. This is the best hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring is a substitute, I guess, if you can't afford ultimates and you don't want to play anything else. But Effect Veiler is the best hand trap, hands down right now. Effect monsters are monster negation is at a premium, and Effect Veilers take advantage of that, and the fact that it's a light, it does work for your Thunder Dragon duo. Next, we run 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon Thanos inside of the deck. If you guys can't afford Thanos, like seriously, if you can't afford Thanos, DD Crow is on the come up, ladies and gentlemen. And even if you didn't want to play these 6, you can run like 2 DD Crow, 2 Effect Veiler, and 2 Ash Blossom. That's still a solid combination. But the reason why I ran Thanos is because not only A, it's a dark monster, so it's an Allure target if I ever need it to be Allured, because if I have 2 in my hand. B, it's a free monster to your side of the field, which Thunder Dragons desperately need. It's another form of protection because, you know, your opponent now can't target your Big Daddy Thunder Dragons, and it helps you unbricked hands. It's almost like a match made in heaven for this deck. And, you know, all the Thunder Dragon monsters are thunder. This is actually a dragon. So Thanos is really good. 3 copies of Called by the Grave, stop hand traps, mirror match, stop or cuss. It's probably going to play 3 and everything. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. This is just to get your Thunder monster to your side of the field when you want to make Titan, or to absorb one of your opponent's monsters, or, you know, basically to stop your opponent from hand trapping you. 3 copies of Allure Darkness. This is probably one of the only decks that I agree with Allure Darkness, because banishing any of your dark monsters in this deck, or any of your Thunder Dragon dark monsters in this deck, is going to be pluses. 2 copies of Pot of Desires, free. I can't even lie, it's free. It's just so free. And then 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Fusion. This card actually comes up a lot, but I play 3 or 2 because of Pot of Desires. I want to banish one, or I don't care if I banish one, but I do want to have one in my deck if I do banish it. And yeah, just the Fusion summon in the Search effect is amazing. And then lastly is the Gold Sarcophagus to make it 42 cards. I was really comfortable with 42 with this deck, and I think that it was really solid at that ratio. Now, for the sideboard, I actually do run quite a few cards that I want to talk about. DD Crows are obviously in the sideboard. I think they're going to be really powerful. Twin Twisters are amazing because of the new Spellcurse Cave. I wanted to put them in the main board as well. Denko Sekkas are God in here too. I do play those. Those are just some of the cards that I really want to talk about. I felt that those were cards that I should highlight, and I actually just might have a top 5 meta text inside of this format, or, you know, the best meta text for this format. That is it for the main board at 42 cards again, ladies and gentlemen. Going into the extra deck, I run 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus. I know I only have 1 ultimate. I'm working on the other 2. Big Daddy card, the guy that lets you lock down the opponent. A lot of times players make multiple Colossus, and I don't think it's the correct play. I mean, 1 or 2 is fine, but when you start summoning 3, it's like, why? Summoning 1 Thunder Dragon Colossus actually, like, there's not a lot of people don't play kaijus, let's just put it that way. And yeah, so you just sit on 1 Colossus, and then your opponent just has to deal with that 1 Colossus, and you still have hand traps and whatnot to deal with your opponent. 2 copies of Titan. I wouldn't play 3 like ever. I think 2 is like really solid. Common Area Attack to make the Titan, Thousand Eyes Restrict, and Millennium Eyes Restrict. Of course, this card is like an insane amount. I actually had it in my list of top 5 cards you should buy before they skyrocket, but unfortunately it skyrocketed before I could make that. It stops hand traps and allows you to play, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Boral Sword. This card is actually a lot better than what people think. I like Thunder Dragon, you know, Thunderstorm Mech, because a lot of times you go into your combo sequences and you can extend it, but you don't necessarily need to until you realize that, hey, I can actually summon this card and still get my Thunder Dragon Colossus, and it has more protection. So I definitely like this card. It's a card I've been testing out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but that's the reason why it's in here. 1 copy of Witch's Apprentice for Aloof Alpine, Some Summoner, and Link Kribo. That is it for the main board and the extra deck. We have nothing for combo tutorials, but I will include a test hand and Sky Striker test hands on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then go ahead and give this video a like, share it with a friend. And if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.